So I drew a person, and it actually kind of looks like that person. Who'd have thunk? Hey guys, welcome to Drawing with Waffles. Today I'm continuing my alphabetical order series with the letter Q, which is the 17th letter of the alphabet, which means I only have less than 10, so like 9 letters left until I finish the series, and I do want to say that it's starting to feel like it's dragging, so I'm kind of excited to be done with it. I thought about giving up, but I'm like, no, I gotta do this, okay? So I'm going to finish this alphabetical order series with the letter Q. Q is for Quake. Quake is from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you watch that show, I'm not sure. I've had a lot of suggestions in the span of me having this channel of asking me to draw her even before she had superpowers. So now that, it just felt like the perfect opportunity because I was looking for someone who started with the Q, and I was thinking Quicksilver or Queen of Hearts, but I just really didn't feel any connection with those characters, and I really wanted to draw Quake because, I don't know, I'm kind of bummed that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D's over for the year, but I'm kind of excited that it got renewed. I know a lot of people give me a little bit of flack for watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I do understand that the show is, it's got a particular audience, but like, it was just a show that I used to watch with my family until this last season, which was really, really good. So I'm going to suggest that if you think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is really, really lame, just watch the new season. Don't worry about the other seasons. You'll pick up. You'll figure out what's going on. Just, start there and watch it. It's actually really, really fun. It's some pretty cool special effects. I'm laughing at you, Agent Carter season finale. The special effects. What was going on there? Who knows? Oh my gosh. Anyway, I really want to talk about how I capture references, because whenever I draw a character who is played by a real person, like Daisy Johnson here, she's played by an actress, and I always want to draw the character so that they look like that actress. Like, it doesn't always turn out, but I always try. So today was no different. I decided to try and draw her looking, like, I think Chloe Bennett is the actress, and she's a very pretty individual, so anytime there's a pretty character, of course I'm gonna try and make it look like the actress. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Here I'm just getting really detailed into the outfit because I knew her outfit's mostly the color black, and whenever that happens I like to put extra details into the seams and stuff, so that's why I was spending so much time on that. Anyway, here we are on the face, and it took me quite a few tries to get it to even look remotely like her. And one tip that I'd have for you if you're going to be trying to draw from a reference or trying to capture likenesses is references. Oh my goodness, you need one from almost every angle, because you know how like a face looks different from the profile and like how it looks different straight on. Like, you need to have a couple different references so you know what parts of the face stick out, what parts of the face don't. That's very, very helpful. So have like several references, print them out if you need to. You're gonna need a bunch of those. So what I had the most trouble with was her nose, because it's kind of like a turned up nose, and I had a really hard time drawing that. But then I found a reference that was almost the exact same angle that I'm trying to draw in, which was perfect. So I was able to see what parts of the nose that you could see, and then like what the nostrils looked like from that angle, which was super, super helpful. And I think it's like 80% of the reason why this actually kind of looks like her. If you're trying to capture someone's likeness is don't worry about making it look exactly like them at the beginning. You'll see that in my speed paint, like at first I just sort of started with the most generic face I could think of, and then as I added more sketch layers, I started sort of chiseling it away at it like a sculptor trying to find her face. And that is definitely something I would recommend, because the biggest problem I have with my art, and like when I'll feel the worst about my art, is when I try to make it too perfect too soon. And like if I do that, then like the whole thing just feels off to me and I end up giving up. And like if I give up in an art piece, it's always within or less than a half an hour. But if I get past that half an hour point, like I'm just like on a roll, and I'm like, I gotta finish this, I'm having so much fun. So just for that first, those tender moments of just creating the drawing, you really need to just give it life and just take it slow. I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense at all, but that's what I was thinking when I was doing it. But when you're thinking and like you don't actually use words to think, you're just like, and you're thinking and you're knowing, but you're not using any actual words or making any sort of sense, but you know what you're thinking. That's what I'm trying to explain. It's very, very difficult. But yeah, here I'm working on the line art. Again, adding all these seams. And I found a bunch of different references for her S.H.I.E.L.D. outfit because it does change every season. And I tried to do the most recent season with her short hair. So I actually end up shortening her hair after this because it was just too long for me. I wanted it to look a little bit more short because I really, really like her hair in the newest season. I thought it was very, very pretty. The curls and everything. So cute. Yeah, working on the seams, trying to get them to look sort of like one of the outfits. I ended up using references from, like, I think 2 seasons ago and last season, and kind of mix them together. So it's not exact, but I think it's close enough. And like, who's really gonna like nitgrit this piece of art? Let's be honest. This is for fun. So yeah, and I had a lot of fun doing this. This was actually really, really fun. It's been a while since I put like a decent amount of time into some art that was just, fun. And I really had fun with this one. Doesn't mean everything turned out perfectly, but it was still very, very fun. And I put a lot of details and used a very small brush for my line art. I like to use 300 DPI on an 8.5 by 11 canvas, like a size 35 brush for like my fun and like expressive art. But whenever I like sit down and like, oh, I'm gonna try to make this look good, I like to use like a 10-point brush to 15-point brush. And I think that's what I did with this. I think this might have been a 10-point. Yeah, it looks like a 15. I'm gonna go with 15. I can't even remember. I mean, who really remembers these things? This is where I had a lot of trouble, besides the face, was her gauntlets, the ones that keep her arms from like not busting up and becoming into shrapnel. It was so difficult. I don't know, I'm losing my voice, but I had several references. I think I just didn't have one from the right angle, and I should have just brought up the show on Netflix. I'm sure I could have found a better reference, but I was being a little lazy about that. And oh, that hand is kind of I should have just brought up the show and looked at a reference to find the angle that I needed. But yeah, like I said, I was being too lazy. So I ended up with something that looking like this, and I ended up just adding extra seams to try to make it look cool, not following the seams of her actual gauntlets, but I think it looks pretty cool, so not too upset about it. I think it could have been better. Here I'm working on her utility belt that's got her little gun that sticks out of the side. From the references I saw, it looks like the gun almost sits 2 inches away from her thigh. It's got like this weird extra little bit. But I didn't have to worry about it because I drew from this angle and you can't even see. So I just sort of drew the outline of the gun behind her thigh and I was fine. I put a lot of time into making her belt look like her belt, which seems kind of pointless to me at this point, but it turned out fabulous, so I can't really complain. Oh, here I am adding, I didn't realize this when I was watching the show. I watched every episode, okay? But she has like a yellow seam line that goes almost all over her outfit. It's like a gold orange color. It's beautiful. I love the references like that I looked up the hat in, and I'm like, I didn't even notice that. So I don't know if that's like the the cameraman's fault or my fault. So, but it looks awesome. So I made sure I included that, unless it was one of those things that like didn't make it into the final. But I don't know. It seems familiar, even though I don't remember it. I don't know. Here I'm working on her shiny arm thingies, making them super shiny. And this isn't in the actual reference. She doesn't have a big glowy orb, but I wanted to like incorporate the color of orange of her jumpsuit, or I don't know if like her tactical outfit. It's about my chair. So I added this like glowing orb, sort of like Iron Man style, coming out of the side of her arm things, her metal arm things. Here I am coloring in her face. I didn't want to put too much shading into the face because I felt like the line art was really doing a very good job of capturing her likeness, and I didn't want to like mess it up because I know sometimes when I start adding shading, sometimes I feel like the face starts looking more dead, even though it should be bringing more life to it, you would think, but it doesn't. And I think what that has to do with is I think it's my facial anatomy is a little askew. I don't really know what parts of the face stick out as much as I should, and what parts of the face stick in as much as I should. And especially when you're doing like a reference and you're trying to capture someone's likeness, you really need to know exactly what that face, where the curves of that face are, where parts of the face protrude. And like when you go into shade it, you can totally throw it off if you don't know what's where, when, how, I don't know. Adding some color to her fingernails. I noticed her gloves have like a two-tone texture, so I added that and ended up using that color in other places just to add some more, what is it, visual interest to her outfit, so it's not just all completely one color. Add some more shading to her lips. I'm surprised those eyes actually kind of look like her eyes, even though they're just like the way I draw eyes. I tried to draw them sort of shaped like her eyes, and it actually kind of worked. I really don't know how to explain how I did that. It's really hard to explain how to capture likenesses, and I'm trying. I tried to give some tips, but I think the biggest point is just practice, because if you watch, I've been trying to draw likenesses for quite a few times, and I've got some videos where I was actually kind of happy with the way it turned out, and like now looking back, it's really not that great. But I learned things as I continued on my little artistic journey, and now I'm getting a lot better, because I think this is, I'm probably going to say this every time I do one. Actually, no, I won't. I know I won't. But this is definitely the best face I've ever drawn that actually looks like the actress who plays this character. And I'm so excited about that. You have no idea. Like, I look at it and I'm like, whoa, it's Sky. Well, I know, Daisy, whatever. It's too many names, I can't keep up. Quake. Let's stick to Quake, because that's the letter that I'm doing for the anyway. Anyway, I'm just adding in her superpowers here to the background. I had to just draw a cheesy background so I could add the superpowers. Anyway, that's just about it for the finished illustration. This is my letter Q for my alphabetical order series. Let me know who your favorite character is who starts with the letter Q, and then also let me know who your favorite character is who starts with the letter R, because that's what it's going to be next. And I'm so excited to finish up this alphabetical order series. We're getting there. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment if you so desire. That was not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have a delicious evening full of waffles. And I'll see you guys all next week. Bye!